Hey guys, welcome in to my new show that's going to be airing on Tuesday nights here on YouTube called Unleashed Talk Tuesdays with Uma. Hi. So, I was supposed to have some co-hosts tonight, but it's it's a I came up with this idea today. And I have to tell you that that's how it works for me, okay? Like I will have an idea and I will run with it. And of course, my friends, I love my friends, but they can't move as quickly as I move because I already by the time I thought at noon about having this show on Tuesday nights called Tuesday Talk Tuesdays with Uma, I already had the flyer printed out. I already set it up on YouTube. I already started advertising it and then, getting my material for the show. So it's one of those things where this first show is probably going to be short because I only have one topic. My co-hosts were supposed to come with their topics, but it's okay. We're going to start this show and I really want to get your feedback and you guys tell me what you think. So the idea behind this show is to talk about what's going on in current events. Of course, I'm going to bring like the spiritual perspective on things and then also to have audience participation. So if there's anybody watching live on YouTube, on Meet Me that want to participate, let me know. We can get you on this show. All right. So tonight, the topic that I wanted to talk about is the topic of side chicks. Side chicks. Hold on, I have to do this. Thank you. I'm getting gifts on Meet Me. I love that. So I have a video that I want you guys to watch and I guess for some of you to listen to. And then I want to talk about this because this is a pandemic going on in the world right now. Not the other pandemic. This is a different pandemic. Okay. And I feel like we need to talk about it because I really feel like it's a dangerous pandemic. So I'm going to show you guys the video. And for those of you that are watching, not on YouTube, you can listen to it or you can come to my YouTube channel, The Lotus and the Light, to watch it. Okay. So we're going to go to Instagram. It's about side chicks.
Chicks. Why is it always so negative? And why is it like, oh, you guys are wrong or whatever? That man doesn't love you. That man's not going to leave his wife.
There's an argument that sometimes the side chick get the best of the man.
And I do.
Okay. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Are you a proud side chick?
I want you to be really honest.
Okay.
Are you her husband?
Absolutely.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Oh, okay. There's a difference in believing in God and fearing God. I don't think that you fear God because I don't think you understand the conviction that's being a person who is the person who is stepping into somebody's marriage. God does not approve of that. If you read that word, if you take in your daily bread, there will be a conviction. You think that this is just a book that works for you whenever you want it to work for you. That's not how it goes, baby. So for you to be able to say that you believe in God right now, that's the reason. If y'all really want to know why I'm passionate about this conversation, that's the reason. Because in my walk, I fear God. So every behavior that I have reflects on the godly principles and my fear of God. So I am never going to get up to no mic and say that I knowingly have stepped into somebody else's marriage. And I am okay with that. If the shoe was on the other foot, I guarantee you if the shoe was on the other foot. You talking about this woman doesn't approve of that. You causing pain to that woman as well. We as brothers and sisters of Christ, we are not supposed to be causing intentional pain on somebody else. So I challenge you. I challenge you, since you got up to this mic to try to challenge your girl, Kitty. I challenge you. I challenge you. Okay? Because now you finna see 6'5" Grove side. I challenge you, honey. I challenge you. Maybe you need to fast so you can get that spiritual demon off of you. I challenge you.
She listen. Hey,
That is
you can get a car
about
name.
that is what we're talking about tonight. The audacity of side chicks. There is a moving trend right now with side chicks, side dudes being okay with being the side. Now, side chicks, side dudes, they've been around for a very long time, right? People have been having affairs since as old as the Bible itself. However, there seems to be like a loss of decorum. Back in the day, it was something that was hush hush. It was something quiet. It was something that people did, but they weren't proud of. But now we have this movement of side chicks, side dudes that are feeling very proud of themselves of being the side chick. Now, this woman in this particular video, shout out to tonight's conversation. That's where the video was taken from. And if you guys wanted to watch the video, it is on their IG channel, tonight's conversation. And with this particular woman, she came up to the mic and she was really proud to be the side chick. In fact, her argument was, I get the best of him. And I don't think that you do. I don't think that you do. You may get the part of him that seems like the best of him because you're getting the part of him that's excited and passionate and caring. But that side of him lasts like a couple of hours. Let's be real, right? Because he got to go home at some point, unless he's really brazen with it and he's just staying out a couple days at a time with you. He got to go home. So you're getting like a snippet of time that cannot make up for the other time that you're alone. So the side chicks that are going on and on about, I get the best of your man. Right. You had him for what, an hour, 2 hours? Maybe he was dabbling with you for a week or a month at the most. But at the end of the day, you're still alone. You're still lonely. And that man is still not yours. And you know, the one thing that side chicks, side dudes, they keep forgetting is that time is always going. Time is consistent. And eventually, you will be a passing fad, a passing fancy. Most of these married people don't leave their marriages. Most of these married people re-find the love, right? That was lost between them. And it's a pattern. We see this in couples. We see this in marriages, not for everyone, of course, but for the majority of people, we see the pattern. They get married, they're wildly in love, then they have kids, then they have work issues, then they have health issues, then their relatives are dying out. The stress of life comes in and they lose sight of each other. And when they lose sight of each other, what happens? They start to turn to other people for temporary comfort. But remember that word, temporary, right? You have an expiration date. And the horrible thing that we see is that when the expiration date runs out, you're now too old to start over again. The worst case of a side chick I saw in my years of having my metaphysical center and doing my soul alignment coaching and my readings and my healings, I had this lady come into me. She was in her 70s and she was messing with a man for 17 years until finally he stopped it and he didn't want to be with her anymore. She said he got up in the morning, he made me coffee, he left and walked into the house of another woman and never came back. And she said, how do I start over again? I'm 74. Right? Now she can find love again. Of course, love has no age limit. But could you imagine having to start over in your 70s? And that's because she made the wrong choice. This man gave her every opportunity to leave. He was not committing to her. He was not paying bills. He literally was just existing in her life. He didn't have no stake in her life. So, of course, he could just pack up and leave, right? There's nothing holding him there. He didn't have no property. He didn't have no joint bank account. He didn't have no marriage ring on his finger, nothing. So he could walk out whenever he wants to. And this is why I tell women, you know, some of you are side chicks in relationships. When I say you're side chicks in relationships, I mean you are in a relationship that is not really a committed relationship, a committed partnership. And that person could just as easily leave as someone who was doing an extramarital affair. So the reason for this talk tonight on Talk Tuesday here in the Lotus Lounge is for you to really take stock of the relationship you're in. Is your partner invested? So Rafi says some women are raised by side chicks and that's all they know. That is a very true statement. But I wouldn't argue that that's all they know because it goes back to nature versus nurture, right? Nurture, they were raised by a side chick. Nature, you want to find a mate. Most people want to find a mate. So they're choosing not to honor their nature, their natural instincts, find a mate, settle down, get settled, and they're choosing to run with their nurture. And in this case, the nurture is bad advice, right? And also, they may be raised by side chicks, but they got a brain. They have ethics. They know what's right, what's wrong. Now, I'm not a religious person, so I did appreciate the woman on the panel for tonight's conversation, her coming from a religious point of view. I'm more of a spiritual person. I don't believe in religion so much so as that woman did, but I do respect her opinion. I like what she said because a lot of things she said line up with my belief theories, which is karma. What goes around comes around. So while I might not believe that there's a God in the sky that's going to actually like punish you, I do believe that your own actions can punish you because what you give out, you better hope to receive. You best believe you will receive, I meant to say. If you take something that is not yours, karma says something of yours will be taken by someone else, right? I don't know why women are attracted to men that belong to other women. I've had that happen my whole life, ever since I was a child. Anytime I had a boyfriend, there was always some female wanting my boyfriend. The only thing I could think is that maybe they saw the genuine love between us and they felt like that's what I want. And they felt like if I got him, he would give me that same kind of love. And it doesn't turn out that way because what two people have is what two people have, is what they share. It can't be replicated in any other kind of sense, you know? So even to the women that try to take my boyfriends or try to be with them, or even some of them may have gotten them after I finished with them, you know, it's never going to work out because what two people have cannot be replicated. It's different energies. So the audacity of side chicks, I don't see this ending well. You guys know I'm a psychic. I don't see this ending well for the side chicks, I have to say. I see this ending well for everyone else because I think the more brazen side chicks become and the more open they become about talking about, yeah, I took her husband, yeah, I'm fine with it, the more backlash they're going to receive, the more, because that, let me tell you, that video is trending. And you best believe that whoever knows her, they now know she's a side chick. You know? And you best believe they gonna find out. They gonna find out. The kids gonna find out. The mama's gonna find out. The daddy's gonna find out. The families, the church gonna find. Everybody gonna find out. And then where's she gonna be, right? Because she did say she believed in God. So I don't think it's gonna end well for the side chicks. Rafi says it always ends well for the side chicks all the time. It never does. It never does because side chicks don't. It's not a forever thing. It's a temporary thing. If you ever met a side chick or you hung around side chicks, which I have, you know that it comes to an end at some point. And what's always curious to me is that they are so surprised when it ends. And I'm like, how could you be surprised? Like, you know that this was temporary. That man got a wife and he already told you he's not leaving his wife. So why are you surprised when he finally calls it off? You know, it befuddles me. It behooves me. I don't know. So the audacity of side chicks, it's a raging phenomena right now. And I can't wait to see what comes around out of this because I do believe that we're going to see some sort of change up in relationships because of this. Here are some things I see. I see couples getting stronger because side chicks are becoming so much more brazen that the men who want to cheat, let's say there's a side chick revelation going on right now, like I told you guys, right? The men now are going to become more cautious. So before, men may have been like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have an affair. It is what it is. But now, because of all these side chicks becoming so brazen, Men are now rethinking that and double thinking that and making sure if I'm going to go cheat, I got to make sure I pick one that don't got a mouth on her. Right? Facts. And then I think also with the women, it's also a good thing because the women now are going to start to bump up their game. I mean, let's be clear. Everybody gets a little lazy in relationships, right? The longer you are together, the lazier you get. But if you got these side chicks out here talking about, well, you don't cook for him the way I do, or you don't dress for him the way I do, it's going to cause a little healthy competition. I think we're going to see more wives taking care of themselves, whatever that looks like, whether they're going to the gym or buying new clothes or, getting some work done, whatever they're going to do something. They're going to start bumping it up to keep a hold of their man and doing right by their man. I also see in the area of counseling, I do see a lot more couples going to counseling because with this kind of phenomena coming around where it's like people are actively saying, yeah, I'm going to take your man, I'm going to take your woman, I don't care. I think it's going to make couples more protective of what they have and communication is going to flow better. Oh, today I was at work and that girl hit on me. They're going to be more sharing about what's going on because they don't want to lose their relationship. A lot of people have, I find a lot of broken people have a lot of negative thoughts about relationships. They see a happy couple and they immediately go negative. Oh, they're not really happy. Oh, they're just posing for the gram. Oh, that's a Facebook photo. But when you're actually in a happy relationship, all you see is happiness around you. I have a lot of friends in happy relationships. I myself am in a happy relationship, and all I see is people in love. But yet, there are people around me who aren't in happy relationships, who may be single, who may be bitter, and all they see is death and destruction all around them. So your perspective kind of betrays who you are in life and what your experiences are. Rafi says, side chicks have been like this. We grew up watching the Maury Show and Jerry Springer. What's the funny thing about that? I actually watched the Jerry Springer documentary. And in the documentary, the people that worked on the Jerry Springer Show said that was the worst thing they ever did in the history of TV. And they feel personally responsible for the degradation of TV. Freeborn, what's up? And that was enlightening to watch because a lot of people thought, oh, it's just TV. But then when these people, because Jerry Springer passed on, Jerry Springer passed on. So when he came, when his staff came to show and told people like, oh yeah, we knew what we were doing and we couldn't do it anymore. They had this one guy in the show. Well, you know what? I'm not going to give it away. No spoilers, but I would say watch the Jerry Springer Show, the documentary. It's something amazing. So that's my topic for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a new show on YouTube called Unleashed, Tuesday Talks with Uma. I am going to do my work and get more panelists for next week so that we can have some more topics for us to discuss. All right. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoyed it.